Hi, you're off the clock with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey Trish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
I have to tell you, I am sick and tired of TV news right now, or what they're claiming is news.
Mm,
If I have to hear any more about a person that will go unnamed who smacked someone else,
you still following that story, huh? Yeah, I've
I'm
just kind
trying
of let
not
that one go.
to.
I've
I'm
let it
trying
go.
not to. So I don't want to add to the noise, but I mean, my goodness, like what is considered news these days? But I was thinking though, thank goodness for our show, because we
Ah,
can bring
that's what
hard-hitting news that is not about that particular topic,
that's what
right?
everyone says all the time. I get those comments. Thank goodness for you two. That's what I hear.
Right? Actually, I do get a lot of
Someone, I will say this though, just in case this person is a regular viewer of the show, I forgot to
Okay,
mention this on Monday.
okay,
Last Friday, Trish, I don't know if I still have it up here. Last Friday, we talked about hats. I'm always having a hat on.
yeah,
Last Friday, we did the show, and I was wearing a Kansas City Royals baseball cap. Just happened to have that on.
right,
And shortly after the show, I got a text message from an unknown number, like not a contact of mine.
okay, yeah.
And it said, "Hey, way to represent KC, go KC Royals." Saw that on the show. And so I did receive, so whoever sent that text to me, I did receive it. I did not reply because I don't know who you are, because the contact was not in my phone. And I don't like to respond by saying, "Oh, who is this?" Kind of a
Really?
weird. So I didn't respond. So if that
I
if
think you should
unnamed
respond.
person, thank you. Appreciate the text. There you go.
You know what though? I think what happens is because you get those occasionally. That's an interesting question whether you respond or not. I always feel like I love the ones where it's like, "Oh, hey Trish, blah blah blah." And I'm thinking like, "Who is this?" But every time I switch phones, like the contacts never come over properly. So
Mhm.
every year or two, I wind up getting like some of those from like, I have no and I'm just really honest. I'm like, "Hey, this is not in my context. Like, who is this?" Whatever. And then I
Yeah, I
go.
have a relatively newer phone. That's
I
probably
think
what it
that's what
was.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, well, I have exciting news that is not about what everyone else is covering. You ready for this? And hopefully I scoop you because you always scoop me on fun collaborations.
Okay, let's hear it.
So now I've heard of some and I'm gonna like, okay. The first one is, I think this is still a favorite of yours, maybe, or maybe anyway. Dunkin' Donuts is collaborating with Elf Cosmetics. Are you still a Dunkin' Donuts guy? Weren't you like a big Dunkin'
I do like
guy?
Dunkin' Donuts. I believe this morning's coffee that I made in my home was Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So yes, I like the
Well,
dunks.
well, my friend, let me tell you, now you can get makeup sponges that are shaped like little things you would find at Dunkin' Donuts. You can get your makeup brushes that look
Uh,
like straws.
I have
They
needed
have
some new
lip
innovation in my
glosses
makeup
and
brushes.
everything in like cute little donut-y kind of names and like, glazed and confused, I think is one of the lip
Like
glosses.
Boston cream pie eyeliner kind of thing.
Yeah.
All
It
right,
was funny
I dig
though.
it.
It reminded me of, at Christmas time, I saw a collab, which I don't even think I talked about on here. I should have told you that. Another makeup company, Wet n Wild, which is
Hmm.
kind of like the cheapest makeup you can get, least expensive at Walgreens or wherever, Walmart.
Yeah.
And it's kinda like if you're 13 and you wanna, like, start wearing some makeup and it's like $1 a piece or something, but anyway, they had a whole collaboration with Saved by the Bell. Do you remember that show?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. So I splurged. I spent, like, all of $10 and bought, like, everything for my sister for Christmas. She used to like the show. I don't know if she's ever gonna use that makeup, but it was cute. So collaborations can be fun just to have even if you're not gonna use them.
Yeah, speaking of collaborations, I didn't write this down. I had to quickly Google it. There was another one I heard of too, which is going to be a little bit tougher to get, I think,
Okay.
than the one you described. But it's Pepsi and IHOP, where
Oh.
you go get your pancakes, have collaborated on a limited edition maple syrup Pepsi,
Oh, I thought you were
maple
gonna
syrup
say a
flavored
Pepsi-flavored
Pepsi Cola.
pancake.
Yeah, it
Would
says
that
it
be
won't be
good?
available in stores. Blah 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 blah. Highly limited edition, some sort of social media giveaway. So I'm gonna look into that. I want to see if I can get my hands on that.
Would that
I
be
think I'd
good though,
enjoy that.
going the other direction? Should they do like a Pepsi-flavored pancake?
Yeah, that would probably work. Sure,
Right?
why not?
Like, why hasn't anyone done there are beer pancakes my uncle used to make my Uncle Jack,
Mm,
used to make, like, buckwheat
shout
and
out.
beer pancakes. Shout out Uncle
Mm,
Jack. He's no longer here with us, but my son is named after him, so I think of him often. But,
Maybe he'll
so
take up the
listen,
pancake mantle then someday in
I
his
was gonna
honor.
give you one other collab, which is also a makeup one, Pat McGrath and Bridgerton. Bridgerton season 2 is out. You gonna watch it?
I will not.
You're such like a Bachelor Nation kinda guy. I would think you'd get into
I like The
Bridgerton.
Bachelor. Yeah, I've heard the next season of Bachelor is already filming with 2 bachelorettes,
Is it the 2 rejects? Is that how that works?
the 2 jilted, bachelorettes from the last season that just concluded
Good for
are
them.
now co-bachelorettes on a new season, which is gonna be just weird, wild stuff, and I can't wait.
I like it, and I'll tell you what, I didn't watch any of the shows until the finale because 'cause you're such a fan, I watched it just to see. They were both way too good for him. They
He
dodged a bullet. They dodged a bullet.
It was
Um,
crazy, that's for
so
sure.
here's what I wanna ask you, though. So we're talking collaborations of all types. I think there need to be some HCM technology collaborations. So I'm gonna give you a few ideas, and we're gonna see if you on the fly can
Wow,
come
you've
up
got,
with
like, a whole
something.
research project you've got going here. Go ahead, I'm
No, this
ready.
took me all of, like, 3 minutes. So if anybody likes my ideas, you just have to, like, mention that you got it from me, okay? So any of the vendors listening, feel free. So what about, like, every time you did a performance review or even, like, the feedback, more ongoing continuous feedback, like, maybe our friends at Culture Amp or something could get on board with this one.
Okay.
When you do the feedback consistently, you automatically get, like, a Starbucks card or some kind of like coffee,
Yeah.
Dunkin' card, Tim Hortons card. Is that still a place? I don't know.
If you're in Canada, I think so,
But
yeah.
you would automatically get it, right? So it'd be like a collaboration with the 2. How about, like, well-being? Like, if you're a well-being
Mm,
solution, and whenever you get so many, like, well-being points or things completed or whatever, you automatically get, like, a credit for free tennis shoes, free sneakers,
I dig it, yeah.
right? Also, like, what if you do your payroll correct, like, put in your timesheet correctly or do
That's
your
a
get
big
your
one.
budgeting goals met, right? Something that's longer term. And then that would actually tie to a bonus. Kinda like back in the
There
day
was
when you would do, like
the payroll the time card one reminds me of an old story. I would have to Google it to get the details of it, but I know I probably wrote about it on the old blog,
yeah,
which was there was a, one of those management services company, like a professional services company, and the consultants, right, had to do the weekly timesheets to put in the clients and the projects and tasks that they worked on so that they could do the billing, right? It's just a fundamental aspect of that business, right? You gotta get your timesheet in, right,
mhm.
every week. And so, of course, like every other business in the world and every other kind of thing like that in the world, they were always having trouble getting everybody to put in the timesheets on time,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
And they used to
huge problem.
yell and saber rattle and threaten to punish, et cetera, et cetera. So they finally figured out this one place figured out how to get it done. This is back in the days of everybody going into the office too, kind of thing,
Okay.
like at least on a Friday, which was this. Inside the office, they had a beer fridge, beer and wine fridge for
I've
Friday
worked
for
at
happy
places like
hour.
that.
But the
Mhm,
fridge was like they set it up systematically that it was locked, and the
mhm.
only way it got unlocked was when everybody got their timesheets in by like 5 o'clock on Friday. And then once they hit all the timesheets entered and submitted, voila, the beer fridge would unlock, and there
I
you
love
go. It'd be
that.
happy hour, and it worked. Yeah, that was their strategy.
Keep it simple, right? We should go back to some simpler ideas from the '90s or something and, like, just put technology with those simpler ideas.
Hey, you mentioned some swag, or you were talking about swag and sort of getting
Yeah.
rewards, and et cetera. Can I mention our friends? I got a swag box in my
What?
house. Yeah, from our friends at I should have put the hat on, I
Oh
will. From our friends at iSolved. How about that?
oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I got this cool
Hey, I do
hat.
wanna say one thing before as you're going through this, my battery on my computer's really low, so if it just goes dark all of a
All right,
sudden.
I'll quickly thank
No,
them.
but
There's
yeah,
a
let no, show us what you get.
kinda
Oh my
doll of some
gosh!
kind in here,
What is that, like
and
a little squishy thing?
yeah, I don't know. And then a jacket with says iSolved on it as well. So
Oh,
I
let me
guess
see
they've
the
got a new
jacket. You don't have to rush,
drop
just let me see your
the
jacket.
initiative. They have a new, initiative called I Solve People Heroes. I checked it out briefly on the
Oh,
website. It's kind of like a customer and HR community thing. It looks really
mhm.
cool. I didn't have a chance to really deeply examine it this morning, but, did wanna thank them for, sending along this stuff, and we'll check that out. I know we've got a webinar coming up with them,
We do,
soon-ish. I can't remember the
yeah.
date off the top of my head, but,
I think it's
um
April 28th, I wanna
okay.
say. I think it's April 28th. Yeah, iSolved is great. Not only I and I'm look, they're nice people, right? The people we work with and everything, they're very nice people. But when I went down to their event last September, they were kinda talking about this idea, right? The HR and the heroes and everything. I talked to a ton of their customers, and their customers are really, really happy with them. I mean, they had a chance, like, when you sit down and like there's no representative from the company in the room, and the customers could like be like, "Oh, these are the 10
yeah, when
things
you
I
go to
like," and
those
then of
kind of,
course
vendor events, my favorite thing to do was always, and I don't really like talking to people all that much, but what I would like to do was at lunchtime,
Mhm.
I would kind of try to break away from and just sit with random customer type people and just chat them up a bit and see what they had to say. Yeah, that's always an interesting little way to find out, some more information about an
I do that
organization.
every time, and that was the first time, I'll tell you, in all these, 7 or 8 years or whatever I've been an analyst, that I every single customer I talked to was overall happy. There was one guy who, like, had some issue or whatever, and,
Uh,
like, his whole story was, yeah, there was an issue, and they rectified it, like, immediately. Like, they helped him immediately. So, it was
nice.
even turned around on, like, how good the customer service was. So, anyway, shout out to our friends at iSolved.
Yeah, so thank you to them and, appreciate it.
Deal. Well, listen, hey, thanks for taking a break with me. I know I was a few minutes late, but I think it was worth it. So now you know about all these makeup collaborations. If you've got a favorite friend or something you want to like get some Dunkin' Elf makeup for, you feel free.
I'll look into that.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will see you back here on Friday. Bye.